Hi, I'm Dr. Phillip Burns, and we're here at the Ross House. No single site in Bledsoe County has more history to the development of health care than this place. Dr. Ross moved here and met Jennie Brown, whom he convinced to marry him, and they built this beautiful home and out back a clinic that would be the site where he saw patients. And of course, in that era, they paid him mostly in chickens, corn, or cooked food. This is the site of the clinic where Dr. Ross saw patients when they came to see him. Of course, he spent a good bit of time on horseback or in a buggy visiting patients in their home, as that was really the primary way that health care, at least in rural America, was delivered at that time. After Dr. Ross's death, the home in front of the clinic was converted into a hospital. That way, people who needed overnight care by some of the staff that had been accumulated and trained by Dr. Greer and others could have a place to have more intensive care delivered to them. Obviously, structural changes had to be made in the house in order to accommodate patient care, such as a ramp around the outside of the facility to get patients up to the second floor where several of them were housed during their care. I can still remember coming here to visit my grandfather, and my mother had 2 babies born here, and I remember coming to visit her because that was a time when they thought you needed to stay in the hospital overnight after a baby was born. Behind the Ross House and clinic area was the old town spring, which for many years provided water to the town of Pikeville. And looking out the backyard, it is felt to be the oldest African-American church in Tennessee that still holds regular services. As demands for more sophisticated health care developed, there was a need to have a facility where more could be done for patients. So in 1949, the Bledsoe Memorial Hospital was opened, largely through the influence of Dr. Greer and Dr. Cranwell, but with a lot of local citizens involved as well. This facility then, the John Ross House, was turned into the public health facilities and remained that way for several years, and then was bought by private individual. In 1997, the local historical society purchased the building and has led the way in renovations that have allowed it to become a community museum that preserves a lot of the original features during the time it was used as a hospital and clinic. It is on the National Registry of Historic Places. Your next stop is the Bledsoe County Public Library.